welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Jess Chronicles. My name is Jess. So I recently just went to my local library and I picked up 8 books total. One of them is an audiobook. So let's check out what I got. I picked up this one here, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and this is a contemporary romance about it says a sophisticated city girl named Alexis, and she is an ER doctor. She comes from a very wealthy background, a very wealthy family, and her parents really want her to become a surgeon. That's the dream that they have for her, but she just wants to stay in the ER. The love interest in the story, his name is Daniel. He's a carpenter and he just lives a completely different lifestyle. So they come from two completely different worlds and this is their love story. I've read one other Abby Jimenez book before, Life's Too Short. I thought that was very, very sweet, very cute. So I'm excited to dig into this one too. Next up, I have The Serpent and the Wings of the Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is a fantasy book, and I've heard it's very similar to ACOTAR, which I really loved. This is a story about Oriah. She gets adopted by the Nightborn Vampire King. So she is a human among all these magical vampires. To kind of prove herself within this world, she enters this tournament. I'm guessing it's kind of similar to the Hunger Games, those type of vibes. So she enters into this tournament. So she makes an alliance with Rain, and he is her rival. I'm guessing he comes from like a rival vampire family. I think we all know what's gonna happen with that. There's definitely gonna be some sensual tension between the two of them. Excited to see where this one goes. I'm hoping it's a little spicy. Next, I have The Storied Life of A.J. Figgery by Gabrielle Zevin. Gabrielle Zevin also wrote Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and if you've watched some of my other videos, you might have heard me talk about that book before. I have raved about that book. I absolutely loved it. I think it's perfection. So I'm excited to dig into another book of hers. This looks a lot shorter than Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which is very nice. I've been wanting to get into more shorter books lately because the ones I've been reading are just, they seem so long. So this is a literary fiction story about a man named AJ, and his wife has recently passed away. He's also the owner of a bookstore. The bookstore is really not doing well at all with business. Things are being stolen from the store. His life is just not going well at this point. He gets really depressed and he starts to isolate from his friends and his family. And then one day, a package shows up at his front door. When I read the synopsis for the book, it just says that this package changes his life forever and gives him an opportunity to start all over again. On the cover, there is a baby in a basket, so I'm wondering if this is the gift that he gets on his front doorstep. Maybe it's a baby. This just really intrigued me, so I'm excited to see what this one's all about. Next, I have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a science fiction book. I do not read a whole lot of science fiction at all, so I'm interested to get to this one. This reminds me a little bit of the Divergent series, just from looking at the description. So the main character in this book, his name is Darrow, and so the story also takes place on Mars. Everyone that lives on Mars is kind of put into these different colored categories. So Darrow is a red, and so him and the other reds in this group are working to make the surface of Mars more visible and cleaner for future generations. But then Darrow learns that the other color-coded sanctions have already uncovered the surface of Mars. I guess there are other areas of Mars that have livable civilizations and there are cities, and Darrow and his other people did not know this. I'm assuming this is about getting revenge, you know, fighting back against the other, I don't know what to call them, the color-coded yeah, that's what it's called. Darrow is a red, a member of the lowest caste in the color-coded society of the future. Next, I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. So this is a literary fiction book, and it says in the description that it's similar to Sally Rooney's writing. If you like normal people, conversations with friends, you might enjoy this book. I actually have tried to read Normal People twice now and I couldn't get all the way through it. I enjoyed it, but I don't know, I guess just not enough. There was always just something stopping me from finishing it. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this one, if it's similar to Sally Rooney. Hopefully I will like this one. So this is about a couple and they meet in New York City. It says 24-year-old British painter Cleo has escaped from England to New York. So Cleo comes to New York and meets Frankenstein, and they get married very quickly on an impulse. It says that it also explores the lives of their friends and their family that are close to them. And that's pretty much it. It's just a story about an impulsive marriage. That's basically all I know. So I hope I enjoy this one. I'm not sure if I will. I got the audio book for Crescent City, the first one, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, because I have been trying to read this book and get through the whole thing, and it is so long. It's not that I'm not enjoying it. I am. Not as much as ACOTAR. It is so damn long. It's 800 pages. This was available at the library, and I just figured I might as well get it to kind of break up the reading a little bit and listen to it as well. So hopefully I will finish this book soon and then I will report my thoughts on that. I've already made a vlog talking all about this book, so I'm not gonna touch on it too much. This is an urban fantasy. Yeah, that's that, Crescent City. Up next, I have Homesick for Another World by Ottessa Moshfegh. And this is the same author of My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I absolutely love this book. This is a very polarizing book. People either absolutely hate it or absolutely love it. I actually have a lot of things to say about this. This is a short story collection, and from reading the description, it just says that it explores the human experience. So it's just a collection of different people's stories through different points throughout their lives. And all I know is that if this is similar to My Year of Rest and Relaxation, then this book is going to be dark and sad at some points, and also maybe a little creepy, but also very heartfelt and nostalgic, and it might have some funny moments too. I really enjoyed Ottessa's writing of My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I thought it was brilliant, so I'm hoping I like this one too. Her books kind of scare me a little bit. Like, I've looked into some of her other novels, like Lapnova? That book just looks a little too scary and creepy for me. So I don't know, I might not make it through this if it gets a little too dark. I know she can get to that point with her writing sometimes, so we'll see. My last book that I have here is called Happy Hour by Marlo Granados. From the description that I read this is also very similar to My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This is about two best friends who move to New York City and they just want to have a great time and live it up and party. But New York City is a very expensive city to live in. They are also struggling with making ends meet, so the story explores all the different odd jobs that they get to make extra money, and I know some of them are pretty interesting. And also the fact that they don't have a lot of money and they're struggling with that, it kind of takes a toll on their friendship. This is all about these two best friends in NYC, and the year is 2014. This seems like a fun time. All right, so that is it for me today. I feel like I got a pretty good range of genres here. We've got some fantasy, literary fiction, some science fiction, a short story collection. I'm very excited to get to these and report back with them in another video. If you have read any of these books, no spoilers, of course, please, but let me know what you thought of them. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content in the future. I will see you in the next one.